The opposite over adjacent is the tangent of theta. That is the ratio of the right triangular. SOHCAHTOA is the order of the trigonometric functions. SOHCAHTOA tells the order of the angle of the junction. Hypotenuse over the opposite is cosecant of theta. Hypotenuse over adjacent is secant of theta. Adjacent over the opposite is cotangent of theta. Those are reciprocal functions of the right triangular. SOHCAHTOA is the order of the trigonometric functions. SOHCAHTOA tells the order of the angle of the junction. We use the inverse functions to find missing angles if provided the sides of a right triangle. Depending what we're given, sets the ratio that we use. Correctly follow the order of the function that we choose. SOHCAHTOA is the order of the trigonometric function. Tells the order and the angle of the junction. SOHCAHTOA is the order of the trigonometric function. Tells the order and the angle of the junction.
Welcome to Audio Carnage Podcast. Today we got MC Square. I'm gonna restart that. Welcome to Audio Carnage Podcast. Today we got MC Squareroot with us. Go ahead. Evan has been on the podcast before. Y'all may remember him. Zach also, but go ahead and give y'all's own quick little introduction. Where you from? What have y'all done other than MC Squareroot? Which technically this is his project. Zach was kind enough to join us for this episode just to help give some flair to the band.
Well,
I'm there to keep the peace.
hello everybody. My name is Evan Fee, and I am MC Squareroot. That is my hip hop moniker, and I also am in the band called Superhero Supervillain. We're a Denton-based rock, hard metal,
Nerd rock kind of band.
Band. Yeah.
Got some post-punk elements too.
Yeah. We play a little this, little that. And
Viewers would
We
be
like just
familiar.
doing a
Y'all
lot of
know.
things, yeah.
And that's where Zach and Evan have known each other from.
Oh yeah.
So, when did you originally start doing the MC Squareroot stuff? Because it's also give a quick explanation of how what is the project? It's would you describe it a math rap or
Yeah, kind of.
or is it more? I know you're going into other thing, but just educational in
It's
general.
like educational rap.
Yeah. It's definitely all the music I write is intended to be educational, and originally it was all math, focused on math. I have recently started writing some newer material that does have topics from science. And I have some plans to write some additional songs about science topics as well. But
how long have you started this?
I started doing this when I started teaching, and I started teaching in 2015. And I had been a musician for 20 years before I started teaching, really, And I started doing this, and the first year of any teacher is
Sounds nerve-wracking.
It's about survival.
Yes.
It's about survival, man.
You learn how to just
any teacher, especially anyone who teaches in public schools or any teacher though, it doesn't matter. Will tell you the first year is always the hardest, and it's awful.
What was the worst? What was the worst part for you for the?
The first semester I taught teaching, the worst thing was that I slept 8 hours a week.
Oh, gross.
because I could not sleep at night when I was supposed to sleep because I had so much anxiety about how do I reach these kids. That's that was it, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm a math teacher. I have multiple certifications, so I'm a math teacher and I'm also a special education teacher, and so my job is I'm technically hired as a special education teacher who is also math certified, and so I got to teach my own classes, and I still do this, called resource classes, and then I also do this stuff called inclusion, and that's there's a teacher of record in this class with a full classroom of students, and some of a percentage of the students receive special education services, and I'm in there to support those students, but really it's when I'm in there I'm supporting all the students, because the kids know they can tell I know my stuff, but whatever. But yeah, the first year it's the hardest.
What made you want to go into teaching?
When I was in college, I was going to I went to the University of North Texas for the first 2.5 years of my college experience, and while I was at UNT, the first semester when I started at school, I had to take a math entrance exam, and I didn't know anything. I forgot everything on it, and so they put me in a remedial class. This is why, kids, you don't want to take off your senior year of high school. Like, you can graduate with just 3 math credits still in the state of Texas, but I don't recommend it, because if you go to college like me, I forgot every damn thing about it, and so I took a remedial math class.
Yeah, I took it off my senior year.
This is a roundabout story. I'm sorry.
No,
but
you're fine.
It takes me.
You're okay.
It's getting. I promise.
You're good.
And I caught on pretty well, actually, and I did well in the class and got an A. Actually, it ended up getting an easy A in that class. And the University of North Texas, their learning lab, contacted me the next summer and asked me, hey, would you be interested in working for us as a supplemental math tutor? I said, what is that? And they said, we would pay you to take this remedial math class again and you would hold tutorial sessions with students 3 times a week outside of class. We'll pay for that, and then if you have to do homework, we'll pay you to do the homework to get it done. And okay, cool. And it was the coolest job I've ever had. For real, it probably was. Honestly, it was great, and I loved it. And even after going to art school and getting a degree in audio engineering and working in several recording studios and production companies and doing lots of internships in Austin and stuff.
Yep.
When I had some personal things happen in a little over a decade ago, and went through a divorce, and just kind of realized that I wanted to do something else in life than just work retail, because I got a degree, but I was just working retail and just hated it, man.
Misery.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I've always suffered from depression in my life, but working in those particular jobs really exasperated it, and I realized I wanted to go back to. So I realized I could get an alternate certification in this state, but I wanted to specifically teach math, and so I went back to community college, and the Dallas community colleges, and took a whole bunch more math classes, and then did the alt certification. That was an online thing, and went through it, man. And I had my interview with the school that I still teach at today. I'll be teaching there next year as well, and they said to me, we really need someone that's math certified, which I was, but who's also SPED certified. And I said, okay, I can get SPED certified. And I looked at, this is kind of a wild story actually. I got my certification, they needed it like the next week. I needed it. And the only place in Texas that weekend that I needed to get this test done that was available with this particular test was in Brownsville. And that is on the very southern tip of Texas.
It's the very, very tip of
it's
the
the
Mexican
bottom
Mexico
of
border.
Texas.
You
Yeah,
have
it's
to
the
drive
bottom.
there to get
It's the
your
Mexico
certification.
border.
So my dad.
It's like a 4 or 5 hour drive.
So I bought a study guide, and my dad drove
And
me.
you just
And I
studied.
studied, and I passed the test. I got certified, and so I got hired on. And so how did I get to the math raps? First year teaching, it's super tough, and I realized real quickly that just hearing like you can kind of hear music when kids are listening to you on their earbuds
Yeah.
and like see what they're like. 90% of them were listening to hip hop.
Yeah.
So, whereas I've never really done hip hop as a musician, it was one of those things. I was like, I could write one. And one morning I was getting ready for work. I was like taking a shower and I was going right to left. We call it the X. The independent input leads to success. I was like, all right. So I was driving to work, drinking my coffee and going up and down. We call it the Y. Dependent output needs an X to fly. Well, okay. So I got to work and I wrote that stuff down before school, and then I wrote a couple more lines, enough for a page. In my school, we use Max, and I have GarageBand on it.
So yeah, you're gonna make an easy beat.
So I just made a real quick beat to it, and during one of my resource classes, the kids were kind of acting up, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I got something. What we're covering today. We're covering functions, and I hit play on it, and I was actually just holding my notepad. I didn't even try to memorize it, but the kids loved it. They thought it was great. And I was like, oh, that was cool, and started writing more and more of them. Like for that first year of teaching, I wrote like 5 or 6 songs that first year teaching, and it was just something I kind of started doing.
In 10 years, you're gonna have like a Lifetime movie about you after you like get the Grammys. And it's gonna be like a Hallmark presents Mr. V.
So I started doing writing them in 2015. I released my first album in 2020. So like it took like 5 years to write the first album. So it
plays
was
the grumpy science teacher.
Yeah.
It was only when COVID hit that we realized, let's just get this stuff down so that like we can teach these kids while they're not in school.
I released my album right before COVID, literally. I released it on Pi Day on actually no. I released it on March 13th.
Yeah.
In 2020, which was literally right before everything shut down. I played an album release show that night. It was great. A whole bunch of people showed up. And
nice.
And I was like, that was it, man.
How did I hear about NC Squared for the first time?
I mean, I'm assuming y'all
play a band together.
Yeah,
I know we play in a band together.
Zach
I
joined.
was trying to remember when you brought up the MC Squareroot side project.
You joined them. You had been playing with me since 2014. So like even by the time I started teaching,
I wasn't a permanent member till like 2015. Yeah.
Yeah, you had already been playing with us for like 2 years by the time I started teaching.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember like how you you introduced me to MC Squareroot.
So what's your favorite local band? Can't be one that you're like actually actively involved with.
My favorite local band, I would honestly say Sunny Disposition is my favorite local
I've heard good
band.
things about them. They were scheduled for the podcast, but there was something that happened on their end.
Oh.
Haven't had a chance to get them back on.
They're fantastic, and I just have to say, Sunny, she is a star. And the rest of the band is great, too. Don't get me wrong, Simon and Josh
Sounds like he's fighting.
are
words.
great, but Sunny is amazing. And then honestly, I think I would say that's was Ace. Oh, he was. Oh, off camera. Ace was starting to make a Betty on Zach's.
Yeah,
making-
my dog.
He's getting a little cozy on my clothes.
Yeah, y'all have seen my dog Ace. Well,
He
y'all
looks
haven't seen that
sad.
he got covered in mud just recently.
It's sad. He's
he's-
just confused.
And so
he's
he's like-
confused.
he just went and laid on the couch on the off camera, and
He got
he
the dirty
laid-
feet.
yeah, his muddy paws all over Zach's nice jacket.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
And
bad.
I was gonna watch it anyways, but
Yeah,
not
you
really.
have
I'm
to
gonna watch
get a
it.
dry clean. That's fine, man.
All right, so what about favorite
Dry
local
clean
venue?
rates these days?
What's my favorite local venue? Easily, Killer's Tacos is my favorite local venue. When I play shows, I like to play. I will play 21 and up shows, but I prefer to play all ages shows whenever possible.
Hits your market a little bit easier.
Yes, and Killers is probably the best. It's one of the only all ages venues in Denton, and it's easy.
I thought Gloves was.
Well,
no,
Gloves
Gloves is
might be.
18 and up, isn't it?
It might be, but
But there's cover for 8. No, I can't remember.
yeah,
It's,
I think it might be. But
It's after 9, or after
regardless,
a certain
Yeah.
time where they
But
yeah.
Killers.
cut it off.
Killer's Tacos is good, and their food is delicious.
Yeah,
too.
can't go wrong with
I
the
like
food.
their tacos. They have a very a vast selection
They have a
of
little
vegetarian and vegan selection, which is nice. I appreciate that.
Yeah, dude, their vegan selection is delicious.
So, staying
So
on
good.
venues, what's your dream venue? Red Rocks, Madison Square Garden are 2 off limits because everybody says those.
Oh,
We've always wanted to play at conventions.
Oh no, man! Easily, kind of a tie, but I would like to perform on Saturday Night Live, or
That's a good one.
or for
Late show.
yeah, Jimmy Fallon. would be
Yeah,
good.
technically all of those,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I've actually haven't gotten those answers yet, but they are all valid
I would
answers.
love to perform on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, SNL would be...
Now,
There's no
my-
way death metal, like a tech death band on SNL.
I do have a goal
Maybe
for,
Jim Carrey's gonna
for
be
who I
there.
want,
Right.
who I like to perform with. Though, can I say that? Weird Al.
Yeah, Weird Al would be good. I actually just looked up. He's coming to American Airlines in not that long. Tickets are only like $107.
Would just love Al to open for you, please. I would love to. Or fly out the Concords.
You gotta
Well,
write
for
him a
that
song.
matter, Weird Al. I hope
Yeah, you
you
gotta
watch
write him a
the
song,
podcast.
dude. You gotta write him a song.
Oh man. So
Write him a love letter in the
Sorry,
framework
I
of the
mean, is
song.
that technically a venue?
No, that
They
that
record in the
qualifies.
same place every
Yeah,
week.
well, it is
30
the
bucks.
same showcase, and I will accept that answer.
Okay, yeah.
So what was the first song that we heard?
The first song that we went over today was called Sokotoa, and that is the acronym for the basic trigonometric functions, the ratios. So a ratio is a division, the process of division. So is SOH, so it means sine of your angle equals the opposite over the hypotenuse of your right triangle. And then the ka is cosine of your angle. It's like a function. It's like a computer function. If you're like programmed, you like pull functions. It's the same thing. Like you say sine, and it's this. It equals the adjacent side of the right triangle. So here's like the right angle. So here's the adjacent side, and then of the hypotenuse, which is that. And
I gotta
then,
get a graphics department.
yeah. And then toa is tangent of that angle equals the opposite divided by the adjacent. And
I feel like we should have had a whiteboard prepared.
He always
would
has
be
like
going
boards
over.
at
I
his
would be
shows.
going over there.
He
Yeah,
literally does have like a stencil board.
I
He
should
brings
have
to
been going
shows.
on there. Yeah.
It's okay. So that brings
Too
us
much work,
to
man.
what is song number 2 that we're going to be hearing.
Song number 2 is a song called Triangles, and it's about triangles. It's about the it's about the properties of triangles, and we may have it's a parody of. It follows under parody for using a very similar sample to a melody. Most people would, anyone who plays video games, specifically NES would probably recognize.
Oh man,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even recognize it until you played it for me.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're an avid gamer.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
What's my favorite?
What's your favorite series of video games to play?
Oh, dude, I'm a big Metroid fan.
Ooh, yeah.
What's your second?
Metroid fan.
All right, let's pass that because you haven't said it yet. What's your second favorite series to play?
Probably Castlevania.
No. Okay, we're not there
Still
yet.
Castlevania.
Fan.
What's your third?
Zelda.
Okay, that's what it is. That's
You're waiting for that one?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're getting that.
Oh yeah, that's just like our top 3, man.
Yeah.
Because they have the best music.
So, what's your favorite triangle?
Ooh, the right triangle for sure, because that directly relates to.
My God, yeah, right triangle's the
Trigonometry.
best.
Trigonometry
Absolutely.
is my favorite type of math, actually.
It's the only like perfect angle.
Math, not even once.
Yeah.
Alright, we will be right back with triangles with MC Squareroot.
But it.
Segments, it's called a polygon. Depending on the sides, determines the name. The shape that has 3, most important to the game. Triangles have many types and properties. All 3 angles sound 180 degrees. A scaling, no sides are equal in length. If it's isosceles, 2 sides equal in strength. Equilateral implies congruency in sides. All 3 angles are the same, equal divides. A triangle is right, doesn't imply that it's correct. An angle of 90 degrees is included, direct. Red wants to find the element in the sky. Polygon with 3 sides, on the 190, the 3 angles collide. Talking of triangles, there's different types of centers. 3 lines intersecting, concurrent where they enter. The point of congruency differentiates in any forms. From the dots to differentiates the norms. Perpendicular bisectors meet at circumcenter. Right angles on the midpoint, concurrency per center. If lines from 3 vertices are angle bisectors, then they meet at in center. The point of its connector, the median is a segment from a vertex to a midpoint of an angle's opposite sides. 3 medians meet at centroid. An altitude is a segment from a vertex to a side. 3 meet at orthocenter. Right angles on the lines. Red wants to find the elements in the sky. Triangle properties, polygon with 3 sides. Some to 180, 3 angles collide. We call it the study of shapes, right out geometry. Specificity on triangles is trigonometry. Sine, cosine, tangent have different ratios to the legs and the brightness. Right triangle up below. I've already covered these functions in another song. Yet there are some further uses that need to go along. To find the missing segment of a triangle that isn't right can't easily be determined by using law of sides. Seal of a side divided by the sine of its corresponding angle is equal to the lines. The additional 2 ratios are equal to each other, creating a proportion that's congruent to another. What's to find? Elements in the sky. Properties. 3 sides. The 3 angles collide. Red wants to find the elements in the sky. Triangle properties. Polygon with 3 sides. From the 180, 3 angles collide.
Boo!
Welcome back. You just heard Triangles by MC Squareroot. So, what's some of your favorite content to consume outside of music? Movies, shows, books,
Okay. I
video games also would fall into that.
I am an avid reader. I read a lot of science fiction and a lot of just Yeah. Okay. So books I've read this year. The Book of Leaves was great. Rabbits was great.
God.
I read 1984 last fall. That was pretty fun. I also read Fahrenheit 451 last fall. That was a good. That was fun. I just finished a book called Plague of Spies. It's like a $2 novel. I read a book called Space Doctor. That was fun.
So it was like one of
That
those
was a $2 novel. I got a half-price book. So I like
Nice.
I was gonna say it sounds like one of those
I
like
love mine, like,
pulpish,
cheap
like
little books.
60s kind of books.
I'm currently reading The Eighth Wonder of the World. It's a biography about Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
I've read in the past. I've read several biographies of wrestlers because I'm a huge pro wrestling fan, and I watch I watch a lot of pro wrestling, and I watch a lot of YouTube shows about professional wrestling.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
He watches an
Unashamed.
unholy amount of YouTube.
I am
and
not
I do too.
ashamed.
Yeah, we do too.
I am
freaking
not
love you
ashamed.
too.
I've kind of.
Who's your favorite
I go to
pro
sleep
wrestler?
listening to you.
Who's my favorite pro wrestler
Of all time.
of all time? Chris Jericho.
Okay, classic.
I'm not his current stuff that he's doing in AEW is not my favorite, but yeah, I still appreciate his work.
He's got to make money.
Yeah. Now, yeah, man.
Vince McMahon ain't paying.
Oh yeah, it's
he's
not working
gone
for him.
now.
Yeah, it's not working for Vince.
Yeah, nobody works for him anymore. He's behind the scenes now.
Yeah, I also been watching. I don't watch a whole lot of television. That's not like YouTube, but shows I have watched recently. I've been watching the season 3 of The Boys, and I'm enjoying that a lot.
So good.
Yeah, well, that show's super fun.
I was really worried that the last episode was the season finale, but no, we got two
No, we got 2 more.
I'm
Yeah.
so happy about that.
Super
Man,
stuff.
I haven't seen it. I
Well,
need to
because
see
the
season
last
3.
episode would have been if they would have left that as a season finale, it would have been fine.
Yeah, that would have been a
They
good
could have. They
cliffhanger,
could have just
yeah.
left it there. But I'm like, come on, give me
Oh,
more.
yeah.
That was-
They
The guys that read
they gave
the guys
you
that read
a
the
taste.
comics, they know what's coming
yeah,
up. Dude.
yeah.
They know what's
That
coming up.
that episode was like, hell yeah. Here we go.
See, I wanted to get
I've
the
been waiting
Boys
for this
Companion,
entire season for these two.
but
Yeah.
they didn't have it, so I got the Invincible one. Which
I was gonna say,
yeah,
they don't
I'm
even have
very much
Companion.
enjoying the.
I'm
the
ready for.
Invincible.
I would love.
I love Invincible.
I
It's
am
my
ready for
favorite
season 2 of
Kirkman.
Invincible.
It's
yes.
not coming for a while, so that's why I'm
Yeah,
started
the
on the
animation.
comics of it. And honestly, like I'm just now past the point where the show left off. And it's like this far in Compendium 1, and there's like 7
wow.
compendiums.
Wow.
So it's like there's
That is a
so
lot.
much story.
Yeah, Invincible's
Yeah, and
awesome.
I still got like that much of like that.
the first companion. I
Yeah.
have.
It's
I
been
have
a
2
minute
and
since
3
I've
also.
really got into a graphic novel series.
I'm trying to make myself read more, just in general, and so I got that, and then also I have it's like a lighter illustrated version of The Art of War, but like I'm trying to have something,
I've never
heavy,
read
something
this.
light.
Wikipedia, dude.
I
Just
need to
go to
read that book.
Wikipedia and read.
Just something
That's how
heavy,
you do
something
it.
like
Yeah.
just because I didn't read for a lot, like I didn't spend
Yeah.
a lot spending
Sure, man.
time to try to read, so I'm just trying to get into the habit again.
Yeah, I
So-
think the last big graphic novel series that I was really into was Sandman.
Oh yeah,
And
I'm so
now
ready for
that-
the series.
Now that's I'm super.
And Neil Gaiman says
super
that he's very
excited.
happy about it.
That's
That's
he's
what's
really
crazy about it,
he's
too.
he's
Yeah,
getting a
it-
seal
it-
of approval.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's okay with me then.
Because he's been waiting for years for this one.
Yes, so have I.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's your favorite of your own song?
Of my that's a good question.
Oh.
So I kind of divide a lot of my song, the math raps into 2 separate things. Like there's the songs that are like full songs where they have a hook, verse, you know, and there's kind of the structure, and then there's the ones that are more like just the quick flow songs. That's what when I originally started writing hip hop. Those were the first handful of songs I wrote, and so I still kind of try to keep that tradition of doing that because I kind of like the punk rockness of keeping it quick, you know. And honestly, because I'm covering a lot of material, it's good to have quick songs because people have short attention spans, which is why I make them quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I could break it into 2 categories, like the quick song, like
Yeah, that's fine.
okay. So the quick song, which unfortunately we didn't perform here, is my Y equals MX plus B song. That's my favorite quick song that I've written. It's like the second song I wrote too, and it's still my favorite quick one. For my long song, probably Circles, which is that's the third song that we performed. So that's probably my favorite song. I wrote that like at the very beginning of the pandemic, and like in March of 2020.
The
and
pandemic that shall not be named.
Yeah. The Panini.
Yeah, the Panini.
Let's hope it's the only one of our generation, but no, no certainty on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish the
That's not
Panini
wood.
was more delicious than that.
This is wood.
Yeah.
Oh, Ace is gonna bark. I'm lucky he didn't bark that time.
Oh.
He's like, wait, no, okay.
Yeah.
He heard pandemic and he got scared.
So what's some of your what's your favorite hip hop artist?
Beastie Boys.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. That's they were great, man. And
you gotta go out there and party because they fought and possibly died
That
for
is
our right to party.
one of my favorite songs still to this day to karaoke. I love karaoke. If I
Really?
feel oh hell yes. Hell yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
less is still.
I like their approach to music too, because they kind of take I take a similar approach in that I don't like to play like one particular style. Even like with our band, we don't really play some really heavy stuff.
Well,
and
this is
then-
the first time you ever performed with like a real band. Too.
Well, anybody
Well,
who
yeah.
gets Carrie King on hip hop.
Well, I'm talking about
is
Superhero
cool.
Superhero. Yeah. It's just kind of like that with doing hip hop too. It's just I don't.
You always bring something to the table, and I take some of that kind of workmanship you bring, and I try to make something out of it.
But yeah, I mean
My
that's
own
kind of
style,
what
and
the
same
Beastie
thing
Boys
with,
were
what we
always
just
kind
did.
of. Yeah, the Beastie Boys were always like that with they started off as a hardcore band, and then they started doing hip hop as a joke.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, when I started performing MC Squareroot like live at open mics and stuff in 2016, 2017, when I first started doing it, I mean, I was just kind of treating it like, let's see what happens, whatever. Because I wasn't too worried about it, and it took several years to really get comfortable. But then I realized, oh shoot, man,
There's a market.
Yeah.
You have a specific market you're aiming towards, but there is a market. What's the first album you can remember listening to on repeat?
Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen.
Good one.
Yeah, I had that on tape when I was a little boy, and yes, that one, and the Top Gun sound.
Oh yes, some Kenny.
Yeah, the Kenny Loggins
Yeah.
songs. There's multiple Kenny Loggins songs.
Good lord.
And there's a really good Cheap Trick song that sounds like Ken's theme from Street Fighter 2.
Oh
It's
yeah.
bow,
Yeah.
bow, 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 bow. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah.
That's Kenny Loggins. Kenny Loggins
I
is like
think
the
that's
king
Cheap
of the
Trick.
80s.
That's Cheap Trick,
Zach,
actually.
what about you? What was your first album?
My first album was Britney Spears' Baby One More Time.
Yeah, it's classic. Yeah, mine was.
And Zeppelin Greatest Hits.
Okay.
mine
Zeppelin
was
Greatest Hits
the.
Volume 1 on CD. Because we didn't have vinyl back in those days. Well, back in the CD days.
I had a cassette of Space Jam. The fuck.
Yeah, the Space Jam
I
soundtrack.
got a
Yeah.
cassette player and it came with the Space Jam.
See,
soundtrack.
I didn't need the soundtrack because all the kids were singing it at my school anyway, so I heard it every day afterwards. We would even make fun of the R. Kelly song. We would
Well, no, they
make
come
up
on and
lyrics.
dance. That's such a good song.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, what you gonna do? Yeah.
Hey DJ.
All right. So, did you have any family members that played instruments?
Yes, my older brother. I have one sibling, and he's a drummer, and he's a fantastic drummer. But Colin doesn't play drum. He hasn't played drums for really seriously like he used to, and it's disappointing because he's one of the best drummers. One of the best drummers I've ever. Don't get me wrong. My grandfather also played drum. Was also a drummer. He was a jazz drummer, and my grandmother on the same side, she was also like a really good piano player. And
Your granddad's a great artist too.
yeah, and then my dad, he's not really musical, but he's a fantastic artist, a really good visual artist. Like he can draw. He's fantastic.
Here's a fun fact.
Fun fact.
This guy was on the box for the Speak and Spells
It was the
in the early 80s.
specifically. It was the Speak and Read.
Speak and Read.
Yes, if you look,
Graphics department, look that up.
if you
You go
look
on
it
eBay.
up, if you go to eBay, you can look up TI Speak and Read in box, and
Yeah.
I bought one. It was cheap. It's still, you can still find them, and I'm one of the kids.
And you're one of the
That's-
kids like playing around with the.
Yeah, that's playing with it. Yeah, it's cool, man.
He's like, look, I can read now.
Yeah.
So, what's the best concert you've ever been to?
Ooh, okay. Musically, the best concert I've ever been to was Fugazi at the Galaxy Club in Deep Ellum. And that was amazing.
Yeah.
And then, but overall, probably the best like live show I've ever been to was Guar. I've seen them a couple times, and their music's
No, Guar's
their
great.
their
live.
music's real fun. Their music's fun, but it's not my favorite.
Oh no, people don't go to Guar shows to listen to the music. They go there to watch Dismemberment.
Yeah,
They're gonna
granted,
get.
there are a
filthy
few
drunk
Guar songs
and
that
covered
I
in
do
blood.
like.
Covered in
But
blood.
yeah, man, I just like it's
From
fun
a
to see
hose.
someone get cut in half and just hosed down
Yeah.
with blood. Yeah,
That's so tame
Hell
now.
yeah.
That's so tame compared to now.
oh, dude, it's great. And I always take a selfie after seeing them, and because I wear glasses, kids. Yeah, and
They
it's
got
always
a
my
great backstory too.
yeah, man. They're
I read
just
up
great.
about Guar too. Like they were
Like
just a
art
bunch of
students.
artists
Yeah,
and just kind of conglomerated.
Oh yeah. They were just art school
They're just
nerds
art
that
school
just
kids.
happen to be like slightly proficient in music.
Yeah, same with like the Talking Heads.
Hey,
Like
I
the
mean,
only musician was David Byrne.
but that's the thing is like there's a collection of things that
Yeah.
work, and then like honestly, one of the biggest tasks for musicians that creates failure is just staying together.
Yeah, man.
Like how many bands do you know that were great that broke up?
Yeah.
So, dumb question.
okay.
Favorite Adam Sandler movie?
Oh,
I can tell you mine.
What's yours?
You first.
Okay,
where
that's
do
fine.
you go?
Yeah, go ahead.
go first.
Billy Madison,
That's
Good
a
one.
That's a good one.
of course. So that's like my favorite guilty pleasure movie. I know that movie sucks. It's the,
It's
only,
okay.
it's the only movie where you root for the
so
villain.
much bad
It's the
stuff.
only movie I've ever seen where I root for the villain. But I still laugh my ass off every time I watch it. Punch Drunk Love is also really
Yeah,
good
Punch
too.
Drunk Love is really good. If you're gonna go with Billy Madison, then I will go with what's the golf one?
Happy Gilmore.
I'll go with
Oh,
Happy
yeah.
Gilmore. I'll go with that. I'll go with Happy Gilmore. I'll take the easy pick.
See, I'm a little Nicky guy. Give me a little Nicky every
Oh,
time.
yeah. Okay.
It's so bad that it's wonderful.
See, when I do this with my mouth, that means that I'm a different character.
Oh. What
So
is your favorite venue that you played?
What's my favorite venue that I've ever played?
I can tell you mine too, but
Are you
our
played-
favorite.
Zach, this isn't your podcast.
What is your favorite venue you've ever played?
And I played.
It is, with any band you've ever played with.
And I played the Trees. When
Trees
I
is-
opened for,
yep.
when I opened for Reverend Horton Heat.
You got to open for them?
Mm-hmm. 2012.
What?
It's pretty
That's
awesome.
before I met you.
All downhill from then.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Wow,
It was an
I'm
awesome
real
show.
jealous. I love Robert Neat.
Yeah, he's great.
I saw them.
I don't know how we.
I saw
I don't
them
know how
at-
we got that gig, but we did.
I saw them in the late '90s at Trees with my dad. Was in high school.
I've opened for Consider the Source and Minnesota rap collective
Okay,
called
so what's
Big
my
Tree.
favorite
And
venue?
then
I've
for
ever
us,
played? Yeah.
like,
What's the favorite venue you ever played with our band?
oh man, I've always enjoyed when we would play at like Abbey Underground.
Rip.
Yeah,
And
some great shows there.
even when,
It's the only thing that I have to
honestly,
complain
dude,
about.
when we used to play, remember when we played? Did we play Good Records up in Dallas?
Mm-mm. I
Did we
didn't.
play Good Records?
I would love to play Greek records, but I've never
I
played
thought
there.
we did.
I would say, out of town like gigs. Probably my favorite venue that I've played multiple times is a place called Kirby's in Wichita, Kansas.
Oh yeah.
I've played Kirby's both with my band and as MC Squareroot multiple times. It's never. Sometimes it's packed. Sometimes there's 2 people, but it's such a small venue. Even if there's like 3 people in there, it still feels like there's a crowd. and I like
Yeah.
that. And if you drink beer, it's great. I don't drink beer, but they just if you drink, they just like if you're in a band, they just give you free beer all night. Like as much.
Yeah, as somebody who's in a band and who does drink beer.
Yeah. I played
Beer
shows.
tickets are just wonderful in general.
Yeah, and it's like
Or beer tickets that you can swap out for pizza tickets.
And you find some randomly.
Yeah, they're just like you get as much PBR as you want, and it's like all right, cool, man. So
I just miss J&J's pizza.
Oh man, I wish I missed playing J&J's.
I haven't even like.
They opened back up the stage, but
yeah.
like the food.
Yeah, so I've heard it's.
We haven't even gotten
I
back
haven't
to that
had good.
spot.
Haven't heard good things.
I'll give it a shot, but like.
I've heard that you have to download an app in order to like even look at the menu for this place. And I'm sorry, if you have to download anything in order to do business with you in person, I'm not gonna cuss. I almost said a bad
Like just
word.
to pull up the menu,
I'm gonna keep it G-rated.
or to like.
Flip you.
Yeah.
Say that.
All right, so what are we were going to song number 3? That is Circles, if I remember.
Circles, yes. That song is a song about the properties of circles. And it's heavy. It's in key of C, which is the key I like to write in a lot with the band. And it really fit well with us playing it. That sounded cool, I thought. Yeah.
Like I said, like whenever we come up with something, we try our best to make it work.
Oh yeah.
That's what makes it fun to play too. Is that like we all have our own unique style in how we play, and even you with the MC Squareroot is just kind of a thing that like gives you an extra thing to have on the side in case like something comes up and you want to do something more creative.
Oh yeah.
It's just something cool to have.
Yeah.
It's like an extra talent, extra skill.
My
cool.
One of my goals for doing
Like-
MC Squareroot is to playing clubs is cool, but I want to perform in front of kids. Like I want to perform at schools
Yeah.
that not that aren't specifically the school I teach at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the dream is to tour schools. That'd be awesome.
I mean,
Dream
realistically,
schools.
that's a pretty bigger circuit than like venues.
It is.
Like,
It
and
is.
honestly, all you gotta do is get a
But
couple
it'll be like-
school credentials. Like,
Yeah.
like one or two ones where it's like you have a decent crowd of students that enjoy it. Like, you have a couple videos to send to other ones. It'll be easy to.
It'll be one of those cool shows though, where like
Now you'll have to get like a
Yeah.
motivational speech ready.
yeah, it's not
performed
like one of
at
those motivational speech
I did
concerts.
a show at an elementary school in.
You gotta have some
back in
horrific
May.
drug story to scare him with.
Oh no!
I'm kidding.
No!
I'm kidding.
But I performed at a elementary school in Arlington back in May, and it was that they were having this like outside carnival at the evening on the Friday night, and they asked me to do it. And I played 3 15-minute sets. It was awesome. Yeah. It was so much fun.
That
a lot
is
of
pretty cool.
kids there, and they were all dancing with me and stuff. It was super fun.
Nice. Bounce houses.
Yeah.
That's what the wireless mic's for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Kids
yeah.
love eccentric adults that talk about math.
Yeah.
Love it.
That becomes the next favorite venue, the bounce
Yeah, you
house.
just gotta be like a cartoon character, and then they'll understand math
And
better.
I also have good beats,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
when they made me like the beats too. Okay.
All right.
I mean, like, man, just like music and math just kind of coincide together, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very true.
All right. So you're about to hear Circles. We're still with MC Squareroot. We'll be right back.
X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Properties of circles, now you're prepared. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Properties of circles, no need to be scared. This geometric figure never stops going round. Our points are equidistant from the center to the ground. We recognize the shape that of a circle have properties throughout those universal. The distance from the center to a point on the end is called the radius. Doesn't change, doesn't bend. A straight line with 2 endpoints that lie on a circle is referred to as a chord. doesn't pass through the circle at one point, only has a single day view. The radius hits the tangent at its point of contact that forms a right angle perpendicular artifact. That secant is a line that passes through 2 points. It differs from a chord, no terminating joints. An angle formed at center by 2 radii is called a central angle. The arc identifies x squared plus y squared equals r squared. Properties of circles, now you're prepared. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Properties of circles need to be scared. Measure is congruent, relationship direct. A sector is the area contained in intercept. A secondant of a circle is a region bounded by a chord in its arc, surrounded, comply. If an arc is big 180 degrees, that's major. The smaller ones are minor in this nomenclature. A semicircle is half, not major nor minor. It measures 180. Vertex is one-liner. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Properties of circles, now you're prepared. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Properties of circles, you need to be scared. Chord sharing is point on the edge of a shape. The angle is inscribed at a 2-to-1 rate. The arc is twice as large to the angle correspond. The vertex have to measure to the arc that's beyond. The central angle intercepts an arc equally to that of the radius. It's 1 radian, not degrees. Radians are important in trigonometry. 2 pi radians, 360 degrees. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Properties of circles, now you're prepared. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Properties of circles need to be scared. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Properties of circles, now you're prepared. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Properties of circles need to be scared. Round and circles, like a bird up in the sky. Round and circles, like a bird up in the sky. Round and circles, like a bird up in the sky. Round and circles, like a bird up in the sky.
Welcome back to Audio Carnage Podcast. You just heard Circles with from MC Squareroot. So, if your drummer was an animal, what animal would he be?
Ooh, what animal would you be, Zach?
You don't get to answer this. Just
yeah, okay.
I think you'd be.
Is that the first time someone's
Ooh,
like give me an example of one?
a mongoose.
I'm trying to remember what a mongoose even looks like.
Mongoose looks like a big old weasel.
I mean, they kill snakes.
And they kill cobras.
Oh,
They
right.
kill cobras.
Yeah, they kill cobras.
kill cobras.
All right.
Oh my god. Wow.
And also looks like a. It also looks like
It's
a weasel.
cute.
It's
They're
related
cute.
to a weasel. And sometimes you start laughing
Yeah.
and you can't stop laughing.
Yeah.
And I tell you, stop that laughing.
Of course. You know what happens when you can't stop laughing?
You're gonna die like hyena
Just
cousins.
like my hyena cousins. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
They just couldn't help but laugh.
Yeah. You're a mongoose.
I'm killer. Damn. Thanks, man. Wow.
Man.
So, what's your favorite instrument brand?
What's my favorite
It's good to
instrument?
both of y'all.
Fender. Oh, and you want amps too? Oh.
I assumed it was just the same.
No, I don't like Fender amps too much personally. I mean, the Fender Twin's a great amp, but it's definitely not my go-to. I have been very happy with the Boss Katana amps for the last couple of years, and there's the flexibility with the amount of tones I can get, and just being able to record the direct output at recording, it sounds perfect. I'm like, as an engineer myself, I'm never going to record my own guitars with a microphone ever again. I'm just going to use a direct DI, and it sounds great.
I get that.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your favorite instrument brand?
Drums.
No, instrument brand.
Drums.
Just any of them?
Yeah, all of them. I like all drums.
Just anything you can hit.
Even cheap drums sound good.
All right,
like you can make cheap drums sound good.
That's valid.
And
Zildjian cymbals are your favorite brand.
My not even Zildjian. I used to be Sabian for a while.
You did use Sabian,
and they kind of changed the way they make their cymbals.
What about paste?
They haven't really been
pasty. Is a
Paiste.
Paiste. What about
Man,
them?
I mean, we might all be saying
Paiste. The Paiste 2002s. Their 24-inch rides are phenomenal.
Okay.
Phenomenal for like probably the best rock rides ever. But like as far as like brands go, it just depends. It depends. I like all of the brands. I even like I even like some of the like the Wuhans too.
Oh, okay.
Like Wuhans used to make good.
Can I elaborate on my choice when I said for instruments?
Yes.
Because I just said Fender, and I want to be a little more specific, if that's okay. Specifically, Fender Telecasters. I have two actually, and they both are modded with a Seymour Duncan. I think it's like a 58. What's it called? Stacked humbucker in the bridge, and the neck pickups. Those are just disabled. Those don't even work. And then I use Squire specifically. I like to just have a cheap guitar, just to kind of. Just in case of, I like to throw my guitars around.
Yeah.
You know?
And you gotta worry about it breaking because it's not that big of a deal.
You got your modded telly too.
Both of them. Well, both of my modded tellies. Both of them are just they're not beat up, but yeah, there's dents and there's some cracks in them, and I like it. And then both of them have kill switches modded into them. That one I played today, that's Screamer 1. That's my first one. It has like a Sawa arcade kill switch in it, and then in my Screamer 2, that we took out the tone knob and put in a kill switch where the tone knob is. So that one's it looks cleaner, but I like Screamer 1 too. It's my first love.
Oh yeah, can't go wrong with the first.
Yeah.
So where can we find all of your projects?
Sure. So MC Squareroot is on all streaming platforms. It's MC and then Squareroot. Squareroot is
Is
one
it, what's the
word.
space or underscore?
No, it's MC then space. Squareroot is one word.
It's not an underscore.
Now, if you want to find me on Instagram, it's MC underscore Squareroot.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And then I have a YouTube channel. It's also called MC Squareroot. MC space Squareroot, and that's one word. And that's also where Superhero Supervillain is. Our stuff is on that, and then the band is called Superhero Supervillain. It's 4 words, kids, and villain is Villain. Villain, not Villian. It's not Villian. It's Villain. That's on all streaming.
Thanks for letting me know about that.
Yeah.
I would have definitely missed.
But MC Squareroot is on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. I'm on SoundCloud. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on. The only thing I'm not really on is I don't.
Crack.
I'm definitely not on that. I'm not on TikTok either.
Yet.
I don't have a TikTok account.
Would you rather be on TikTok or Crack?
TikTok.
Can
Yes.
both?
I definitely want to be on TikTok.
Smoke some
more
crack
than-
and do some TikTok.
than on crack. Crack kills kids.
I'm sure we'll make some interesting music.
No. Nah, man. You probably wake up and you're like, what day is it? Wednesday.
How much music did
What?
I make? Nothing.
It's Saturday, man. No, it's Wednesday.
No, you wake up and look around the room and be like, where's all my stuff?
Yeah. And also, where's all
crack.
my stuff?
Where's my crack?
Alright, what about you, Zach? What other projects are you in?
Well, like I said, Superhero, we're starting back up again during the pandemic.
Yep.
I'm actually doing some stuff. I'll be doing some stuff with Nathan Fenner in his project Purples coming up in the fall, and I'm also going to be doing some stuff with Brett Crow from
You gonna be playing with Time
from Brett Crow show. Yeah, we've started a Primus cover band during our pandemic.
Oh, okay.
We
Who's
finally
playing
got
with
around
him
to
for
doing
Time
that.
Knife?
Who's
I
playing?
know Matt.
Yes, Matt Cochran's been with him on Time Knife.
I thought he was trying to get a couple more people to fill it out because I want Time Knife on the podcast.
He tried to get me involved, but I was just too busy with teaching, and
You
I was
also,
just kind of like
you also
taking a
perform.
break,
You
too.
also perform with Character and the Method Actors.
yeah, which may be a yearly thing since our good friend and
Oh, Matt Farmer.
elaborate
He moved away.
person Matt Farmer has moved to the great state of.
Where did he move?
Ha!
Well, it's not Connecticut anymore.
Can't be that great of a friend.
He had to go somewhere else. I think
Vermont?
it's New Hampshire.
New
I
Hampshire.
think he's in New Hampshire.
Sounds nice.
Matt, if you're watching this, just let me know in the comments if you're in New
Sounds nice.
Hampshire or if you moved out of Connecticut, or even lied to us this whole time and you've been in Texas this whole time,
And Matt, if you're not watching this, you're an asshole.
or if it's a conspiracy. But other than that, like Evan and I, we're doing a bunch of stuff with Superior now. We've got
Yeah.
some new songs. We may be doing some stuff with Gitmo
Yes.
in the future.
Yes. So I've released a few records through Gitmo Music, and that's a Denton label, and I think the band is going to be really. We had an EP coming up, but I think we're going to turn it into a full length. We'll release it through Gitmo, so there's going to be some extra recording.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Nice.
really cool. It's gonna
Yeah.
be different. It's gonna be a very different feel of like how we've recorded in the past.
And I'm currently working on the next MC Squareroot album. That one I have. Currently, I have 9 songs recorded for it in the can, and mixed and mastered. Well, just about to be mastered. And then I've been writing a few more. My goal is to get like 3 or 4 more done and ready, and then I'll be releasing another full length album. I don't have an album title. I might call it. I have a couple ideas for album titles. One of them is "You Cannot Kiss My Asymptote."
yeah,
Um,
I like that title.
That's pretty good.
yeah, that's
Like
the
I think
working
the
title.
kids will like that. It's like, Mom, I can say it. It's the album title of MC Squareroot's latest
Yeah.
album.
Yeah, or you can't kiss my asymptote. Yeah,
You
probably
can't,
or
yeah.
cannot. I don't know, but
No,
yeah,
it's
I'm.
can't. It could be can't.
Because I'm actually I am currently working on a new. I'm writing lyrics for it right now about asymptotes, which is an imaginary line that a curved graph will flatten out usually and get infinitely close, but never actually hit it, like an event horizon of a black hole.
Oh,
That's essentially what an asymptote is.
it's a great reference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, also a good picture because now I can understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's because that's essentially what a black hole is. It pulls in matter. Not even light can escape it.
Yeah.
And from what we understand, it's pulling it and getting it infinitely close, compacted together. But the far as we know in the law of physics, and in math, you can't divide by 0, so you can't get to like nothing.
Yeah.
So it's condensing into infinitely close matter. That's what a black
Yeah.
hole is. I find that fascinating, man.
Oh yeah, space is the real like next human obstacle.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we've conquered the Earth and destroyed it.
We
so-
need
I need to read that book.
We need
History
to we
of
need to
Time.
work on slowing it down, destroying our current planet, but we definitely need to get off this rock because we're living on borrowed time. It's only a matter of time before there's some sort of extinction level event. Like, I think 2060, there's going to be an asteroid that's like 25 kilometers wide.
I'll be honest.
That's going to be getting
There's so
within
much-
750,000 kilometers from Earth, like on the path. That's 750,000 kilometers.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
NASA's working on something like
That's
that
close,
to kind of
man.
like interrupt its trajectory instead of like.
It sounds like a
straight.
lot. It's like, oh, that's 3/4
It's like
of a million.
pushing-
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we've seen Don't Look Up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so what is the last song we're gonna hear?
The last song I'm talking about.
I was going from that to just hey,
Hey kids.
Death. What's that?
This last song is called "Counting by Tens." It's It's just a old punk rock song I wrote during the Panini. And during when I was writing my accounting songs for my second album, I wrote.
That's such a pleasant, delicious way to
Get
start
away from the panini, man.
Yeah, I want panini now, right?
Trying to find the radius of that panini. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I had written counting by twos all the way to nines as part of my second album I released during 2020, and the second album is called Everybody Counts in Math, and those were all hip hop songs, and then I was at home and just was playing on my guitar and came up with that riff and to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Oh, that's cool. And I just did it, and then I had a buddy of mine who did some, Jared Gideon, he did some drum programming originally for it and did the drums originally, and then I played the guitar and the bass through my little boss, my little Katana amp. Yeah. And so when we were setting up for the Audio Carnage podcast, that when I was trying to brainstorm what songs to record with the full band, this one was pretty easy because it was already
I already had a program for that.
Yeah. So yeah, counting by tens.
All right, guys. So we're gonna get out of here. Y'all are about to hear counting by tens. This has been MC Squareroot. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good week.
Have you ever